My name is Freddie Sanders. I think I'm the only Republican candidate up here today, and I am a Republican. I'm going to tell you what I am, and I think you can see through people that say they are Democrat if they're not a Democrat. I don't see a big difference in the philosophy.
Now, during my entire time voting, I've always voted Democratic.
I mean, we are in a partisan race. Our presidential elections is partisan. This sheriff race is a partisan election. That's why you have Democratic candidates. That's why you have Republican candidates, because it's a philosophy. What do you believe? I've always voted Democrat. I believe in the Democratic philosophy. I'm not conflicted. I'm not back and forth about what my philosophy about, what party affiliation I'm with. I've never been conflicted that way.
I want to address that, and then I just want to go back one time. My opponent has run an attack ad on the radio about me having voted Republican in the past. I'm here to tell you I have voted as a Democrat more times than my opponent has. My opponent has voted as a Democrat 3 times in his life, and maybe that's because he didn't start voting until 6 years ago. So let me get that clear. Now, when it comes to diversity in the agency, we are not representative of the community we serve. And that's why I want to seek national accreditation.
Getting back to diversify our department, we've got to do a better recruiting process. We've got to go out and get people from all walks of life to come into our department.
I want to make something very clear that Robert Sowers said about officers turning down promotions. The corporal position and the sergeant position is an appointed position.
The axis is a racial divide, and it's, again, this race is not about race, but the issues are what they are. We know that the African Americans make up less than about 23% of the sheriff office, and it's not reflective of the community which it serves. We know that prior to this year, a couple months ago, above the rank of sergeant, not one African American has been promoted above the rank of sergeant in over 16 years. In over 16 years. Lieutenant Ivey, who was here as a candidate 16 years ago, was a lieutenant. We're at the point where it's not back and forth, but when we're talking about voting record, Scott has said it's not an attack ad, but Scott has voted Democratic prior to this year twice, according to his voting record. 2000, when the sheriff's strength ran, and 2010, because I assumed he was going to run for sheriff. So he became a Democrat. But since 1996, he's been a Republican. Now that's according to his voting record.
Thank you.